Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, male and females, welcome back to
Back.
another episode of the Certified Male Podcast. Where here on this podcast, we will be addressing all topics of life as we deliver our unfiltered, unbiased 2 cents on Believe Me When I Share everything discussion worthy. It's your boy Drew.
And it's your boy Tati, aka Mr. Slow Stickum himself.
And it's your boy Vars.
And you guessed it, it's your boy Jay, aka Mr. Light Skin Key Sweat.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends.
During the week, I was paying attention to a couple podcasts out there, and one that actually came across my timeline was, I think it was Pivot Podcast, when Wallow was a guest on there, and he talked about having a homeboy who's been in prison for the longest. I think he got life in prison, but he actually just got released, and he called him. He was so excited to be getting released, and Wallow was so excited for him, only to find out that he was only getting released because he was dying of cancer. I mean, that boy broke down in tears thinking about it. I mean, I think it'll make anybody break down in the tears. And it made me think, like, why you should appreciate having real friends, just having friends, bro. And
These days, it's important to cherish friendships simply for the fact that a lot of current and new friendships aren't genuine, aren't authentic as when we first got into our friendships. Like most of them are just what you can do for them and things like that. It's very important that you appreciate all good friends because good friends are hard to come around.
I agree.
I definitely echo that.
And that's why I cherish all my friendships nowadays. I hold them at a high standard. The ones that I keep around me.
Vars, you asked a good question before we started recording.
Why is it helpful to have good friendships?
To know when you're veering off in a bad path. For example, say that you have a group of friends and you're the only single one out the group and you're trying to get into a relationship. So you ask your group of friends that's in a relationship how you would deal with a female if you don't know the details of how to deal with a female while you're in a relationship.
Having the good ones in your corner, they keep you afloat. They give you the gems you need to get. They give you the knowledge, something that you might not know that they might not know you can pass on. They make sure you stay well rounded so you won't fall off or veer off on the wrong track. And if you are, they'll tell you about it, tell you about yourself, like, yo, you tripping, yo, you doing this, you moving the wrong way.
It's important to have those friends who always going to keep you on the right track and let you know when you're veering off. But it's crazy because there's some people who really don't want to hear that. And there's some people who would hear stuff like that and feel like, you're against them. Some people really just want your support and want you to agree with them all the time. And they will literally label you as a not so good friend if you don't. They're gonna be like, damn, why you always against me? Or why you don't always agree with me? Or why it seem like every time I say something, you're not on my side. Like, it's really people out here who don't want to hear the truth. And they feel like people who tell them the truth are not their friends. They might be their haters. Me, I love being honest with people. Like, I always tell all my friends, bro, don't ask me about it if you don't want a real response. If you don't want a blunt response, if you don't want my real 2 cents, don't ask me about it.
Do not go to Drew.
Don't go to Drew, bro, because I'm gonna tell you about yourself, and I'm gonna tell you about the person you talking about. I'm gonna just let you know the real. I'm not gonna tell you what this other friend gonna tell you. Like, if I agree with you, I agree with you. Real talk. But if I don't agree, I'm gonna let you know I don't agree. Like, that's just me. I always was that honest person. I only do that because I want the same in return. I'm not coming to you asking you to agree with everything I'm saying or tell me, oh yeah, Drew, you doing this to her, keep doing that. Like, fuck her, no love. Like, nah, bro, I'm coming to you because maybe my way is not leading me the right way. I don't feel mentally right with the way I'm leading it. So, you know what, let me get a second opinion from a trusted person, and I want you to keep it real with me. I don't want no type of sugarcoating, no none of that. I always ask for honesty because that's what I'm gonna give you.
And that's how I feel like I got good ones around me. 'Cause I know for a fact if I do have a question, y'all will hold me accountable. And I feel like criticism is a key when you're trying to structure your life in a good way. Never have a yes man around you.
I feel like that's the worst kind of friends.
I think it is helpful to have good people around you, like they're gonna say. Sometimes you making a decision that ain't the right one. Sometimes they can save you from some stuff. Sometimes, you can, like Drew say, get a second opinion on something.
Drew, you mentioned about the bad friends, the ones that feel like when you get a constructive criticism about the things they're doing and how they're moving, they consider you a bad friend. They don't really see you as a friend if that's what's happening. Those bad ones are really harmful to you simply for the fact that you don't really know, like if you consider them a friend, but they don't consider you a friend. Because now I'm giving you knowledge, like you're doing this the wrong way, but you're getting mad at me saying I'm not a good friend. So are we really friends? Because I just gave you some knowledge and you not taking it the right way.
Like, yeah, especially if you see me as a real friend for real, you should know what my heart is. So if I'm giving you advice and it just don't sound like something you agree with, that don't mean I'm attacking you or I'm coming with some ill intent. You know my intentions. You know how my heart. If you're a real friend, you know how pure my heart is. So you should take what I'm saying as just some constructive criticism. That's it. That's all it is. It's no attacking. It's no judgment. Maybe it comes with me judging you because of what I have to do in this situation, but basically I'm just, I'm giving you what I feel like a real friend should do. If you see your friend, if y'all go somewhere and your friend card is declining or something, and you ain't stepping up behind them like, hey, I got you. Like, that's wrong on your end. And sometimes you would do that, and some friends would be like, damn, you probably tried to embarrass me or some, or I was gonna have it, I could have did this. Like, if you have a real friend, when people do genuine things for you, you won't take it as being attacked or them going against you. That's why I feel it's very important to have real friends and know your real friends.
Crazy that we speaking on that for real. Cause I was just having this conversation with somebody. Sometimes you have people who, just because you come with an opposing view, they think you coming at them. It's not really coming at them. It's just giving them, like you say, constructive criticism. It's not really with malicious intent. It's more so just what I feel and what you feel. Neither one of us, I might not be right, but I'm just telling you how I feel as your friend. And it's up to you to do whatever you want to do with that information. Like we say, friends not supposed to be just yes, man. They supposed to actually be in your corner, whatever that means at that moment. Sometimes it's with you, sometimes it's opposing what you think. I ain't gonna say against you, but sometimes it's opposing what you think is correct. And it's up to you to have the friends around that you trust they decision making or their opinion, where you can take it into account and adjust from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and me being big on friendships, I encourage that from my friends because I also give it back.
Just having real friends, just having people that you feel have the best interest for you, I feel like that's important for your growth. It's not the best idea to just walk life feeling like, you know what, I could be lonely all the time. Like, yes, you can. You can. Should you do it? Nah, I don't think so. You got to have at least just one trusted person, even if that person is a family member, your brother. You got to have one trusted person that you put 1000% full trust into. You got to have that. You got to have somebody that you can count on, somebody that you could call on when you're not really handling up how you want to handle up mentally or physically.
Let me ask y'all a question. I know we're talking about good friends, but to y'all, what makes a bad friend?
A selfish friend. If everything you're doing is in your best interest, you can't consider yourself a good friend. They rather put more pressure on you to make it easier on them. I feel like that's a bad friend. Somebody who every time you give advice, your advice is like for your best interest. If you asking your friend, hey, what should I do about this friend or what should I do about this girl? And they telling you, hey, yeah, man, fuck them. Lead them. Don't be around them, this and that. You're doing that for yourself. You're literally, everything you're doing is literally just for you. It's for your best interest.
For me, it would be a weak-minded friend. And when I say weak-minded, not strong-headed, pushover, simply just someone that's just always down, never have an opinion. I feel like the people that you keep around is the people that you're bound to be.
I think what Tati was saying was the ones who don't have like their head on straight, the ones who just sit back and just
Go with the win.
yeah, I'm coming to you for some real information, and you just sit there like, I don't know, bro. What you think you should be doing? Like ones with no real input.
Yeah.
just agreeing with everything. And it's like,
Yeah.
you can't tell me that somebody bumped me. I say I'm finna go do something crazy, and you agree with me going to do something crazy. It's
You ain't
like,
got my best interest.
right. Sometimes you gotta be that opposing thought.
And sometimes you got to think like, what would you do in that situation? You telling me, oh, bro, just leave it alone. But would you leave it alone? Like, not you. I'm just saying, like, just that any person.
Not what would you do in that situation? Sometimes it's whatever the best option is. So yes, in that situation, if it was flipped, you'll probably react the same way, hot headed, whatever. But you, as a friend who, yes, you in a situation because you're a friend in a situation, but you kind of on the outside looking in, so you should have a little more clear mind and say, hey, let me calm him down so he don't do nothing stupid. I know what we would do,
Because I got the
but
calm mind right now.
right, I'm the one with the calm mind, so I need to move with this calm mind. But the reason why I ask y'all what is a bad friend is because I know, they got the question of accountability and friends holding each other accountable. I want to know to what extent do you hold your friend accountable? Does it stop at just between you and them? Does it stop at their personal goals, their relationship life? Like, what extent do you hold them accountable?
When it comes to accountability for my friends, it's life in general as a whole. It's how you acting around your mama, how you treating your grandma. Are you doing everything that you possibly can do in a relationship to make her feel like you being good to her? And then on the friendship side, are you doing everything to make your friends better? Are you helping your friends when they need your help? Are you stepping in, telling them they're doing wrong? And in life, like education, like, are you doing everything you can to be successful? How can I help you be successful?
I agree with you on that. As far as the life portion, the only thing that I kind of like struggle with, I kind of go back and forth with, is when it comes to their personal relationship life. Because I think that's a little bit, much. Cause people be out here cheating, and it's like it's none of my business. But at the same time, as your homie, it's like, do you say something? Do you not? Because for me, I ain't gonna check in your situation. Y'all know how I move. If anything, I'm just gonna tell y'all what I do. That I don't mess around. Best thing for me is to me and my wife, and that's it. I don't be out and about. I tell you stuff that I do, but I can't really check you when it comes to your personal life as far as your relationship life. But everything else, I feel like I can is within the boundaries of a friend to be able to say, hey, you need to get right with this aspect of your life. You need to get a job, bro. It's been 6 months, or bro, you ever thought about leveling up in this aspect of your life or something like that?
I agree with that. Like, like everything, the relationship part. I feel like I could only exert so much into that. Like, you not in that relationship to know exactly what goes on behind closed doors. Like, at the end of the day, you still only know what your homie tell you or what she may tell you. So you don't really know everything behind that. They probably going through something on the inside, or they probably not. But as a homie, like, if I'm your real dog and I've seen you be with multiple women before, I've seen your past, the people you had in your past. If I know, like, okay, homie, this the best girl you done ever had. This the best woman you done ever had, and based off what I'm seeing, she's good to you. Based off what I'm seeing, I don't think you should. You should probably try to work with her. Try to, you're gonna do what you do at the end of the day. If you cheating, if you doing whatever, you treating her like shit, you're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. But I would try to give you advice to, like, hey, bro, try to keep that. That's the best one you done seen so far. That's the best one you done had so far. Like, I know you personally, so I know this has been the best woman you done had in your life. So I would tell you, hey, try to work with that, try to fix that. But I'm not gonna cut you off or look at you different if you decide to go another way, because you do your own thing. Men do their own thing. No matter what you tell them, they got a mind of their own. But as a homie, I feel like you could tell your homie when they know they got a good one.
Hmm. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like you saying, I think that part. I think that's where the friendship, for me at least, that's where it kind of passing my boundary when it comes to talking about your personal, your personal relationship life. I think I'm passing my boundary at that point. I just wanted to know what's passing the boundary for y'all, I guess.
I think it's that when it comes to that, yeah, that part, the relationship part, like what Jalen said, like I watch how you be around your mama, I watch how you be around everybody. I won't like,
I could check you on that, like, hey, bro, chill.
Yeah, I check you on that, like, bro, stop doing that to the OG. You feel me? Like, especially if you grew up with him, like, I know the OG too, bro. Don't be trying the OG like that. That's my OG too. Like, what you out of line right now. But as far as like relationships, yeah, I feel like that's where the boundary, like, I could only do so much. I got a little leeway in that. Like I said, I'll just give my 2 cents. Hey, this the best girl you had, bro. I think she a good one for you, yada yada yada. But I will never like go out my way and look, you're gonna do what you do at the end of the day. The relationship, the mental pressure put on or whatever, like that's all on you. You go through that, you deal with that. I wouldn't know half of that. I know what I deal with, so I try to like compare it to mine. So whatever you deal with in the relationship side, that's on you. You
Right.
handle that. I give you my 2 cents. If you asking for my input, I'm gonna give you that. But I won't go out my way telling you, hey, bro, stop doing that to her. Stop doing like that's on you. You're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. And especially when you feel like you 100% right, you might cut me off for being real with you and passing that boundary like that and saying that.
Hey, I'm glad you said that too. A friend gonna cut you off if they don't feel like you putting their best into your heart. But then once they realize, because they're gonna cut you off, then they're gonna sit back and realize like I'm tripping, and then y'all gonna double back and have that conversation, and then now y'all friends again.
And another layer to that cutoff, the real friends cut you off, meaning it's certain stuff at certain times you ain't invited to. For example, let's say a single friend. You got a single friend. He know he finna have a kickback, bring a bunch of women. Obviously, he not gonna invite me because he don't marry. As a friend, you don't invite me because there's a bunch of women here ain't nothing but it's kind of putting you in the bad space where you can possibly make a bad decision. So it's just
He
like,
should mention it to you though.
no, I'm saying that's why I say
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
like that kind of, it'll cut you off from that situation. Like, bruh, I'm having a kickback, but it's gonna be this, and this here. So you might not want to come, or if you do come, you might want to
Yeah.
bring your girl or like that.
Yeah.
So it's different ways to cut off. It's not always complete cut off. Sometimes it's just warning you of situations and pretty much not putting you in a bad position. Doing its best to put you in the best position possible for you.
And that go back to having that good attention.
I want to stay on them invites. I feel like, we hear it a lot. You hear it a lot online, especially if you got social media. Like you want to get invited to everything. And sometimes you feel like certain things you shouldn't be invited to or you should be invited to, you don't get invited to. Do you think it's something there if this person is constantly inviting you to, I would say, the aggressive stuff or the not so chill stuff compared to them having a good time? Like let's say if GVO, somebody having good vibes, it's a dinner and they don't invite you to that. Like a lot of people would get mad at stuff like that and be like, dang, like it's the stuff that you don't invite me to, the stuff that you doing. Like you would invite me to some shit with a bunch of hoes, but you wouldn't invite me to a meeting with amongst the guys where we talking about financial literacy and stuff like that. So I feel like with them invites, how you invite, who you invite, what you invite them to or don't invite them to, that shows a lot about like y'all friendship.
To me, I think that shows a lot about yourself. I don't think it shows a lot about. I think it shows a lot about your friendship, meaning your friend know you. So you getting invited to the kickbacks because when you around, all you give is kickback vibes. You getting invited to the dinners because when you around, you giving I can go to the dinner vibe. Like it's you. I think whatever you getting invited to, that's when you look within. For example, I got people that when they might not invite me to their little kickbacks, but when it comes to their kids' parties and their family events and stuff like that, they'll invite me with no problem. So it just cause they know, but if it's a bunch of women here and it ain't a atmosphere for me right now, why am I even wasting time trying to invite him out to a game night? It's just nah.
Let me ask you this. So like, okay, going off of what you just said with that, Like it depends. It says a lot about you, like how they look at you.
Mhm.
So like if you know your friend is like the kickback type, or they're the type who likes to party and do this and that with girls, so
Mhm.
you invite them to all the girl stuff, all the girl events. But if you having a meeting with financial literacy amongst the guys, if you're a true friend, you know financial literacy is important. You wouldn't be at that meeting if it wasn't important. Why are you not trying to put your friend onto that? Even though they show like, you haven't even seen what they can do and stuff like that. They just haven't showed you interest in it. They just haven't been there yet because you never extended that invite. But as a friend, why you don't try to put them on to financial literacy? Like, I know this not your thing, but I know if you could at least hear something, like you might take something from that. It might be the smallest thing, but you're gonna take something from that, and you might appreciate it later on in life.
Bruh,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I get what you're saying, but if we keeping it 100, most of the time, bro, you got that invite before, and when you got the invite before, bro, you didn't show no interest. And now when I don't extend the invite, now it's like, why you ain't invite me? It's like, I gave you the opportunity, you didn't care, so I thought you didn't care.
But then if it was your other friend who always come to the invites, who always come to the meetings, and the one day they don't come, would you look at them the exact same way?
Nah, that's just the one day they don't come. They
That's what
just
I'm
didn't come
saying.
that day. Nah, it's a difference, bro. You got to understand. Look, for example, let's just say you hit up the chat. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, y'all boys, let's get together. Just chop it up. How life doing? Nobody respond, right? And then the next
That's different
week,
though. That's
you hit
different.
up. No, I'm just saying, you hit up the chat the next week and say, bro, having a kickback, gonna have hellos, and everybody gonna be there. And them boys, everybody responding. What time? Blah blah blah. Why am I finna keep texting, bro? I'm having a little dinner meetup, life
You're right.
check in, dinner meetup. Why am I keep inviting you to if you don't care about this? And then you gonna get mad at me for saying, all right, he don't care about this. I text him when it comes to the game nights. Anything else, it is what it is. That's when you gotta put certain friends in certain buckets. It's just how life is. You gotta know
You're
where
right.
people belong.
Yeah, and that's why the saying it always goes, know your personnel. Don't be out here trying to put people in places where they ain't supposed to be,
No, not even where they supposed to be.
where they don't want to be. Cause you trying to force somebody input them somewhere where they don't want to be,
They just make you look
stupid, and then now they feel some type of way like, bro, I keep showing you why I ain't
Mhm.
trying to be here. What you trying to do?
That's true. And if your energy off at the meeting, you throw off everybody energy at the meeting.
Or we at a meeting, just trying to get, let's just say a life checkup, and you there trying to get everybody to drink their face off. It's like, bro, it's a time and place for everything and everybody. I'm not saying that I'm, the perfect person to invite out for a dinner or whatever, because, everybody has their things, but you just gotta, like Jalen say, the best way to put it, know your personnel. Know who you need when you need them.
That's true.
You know, it's always something that happens where like people show their true color, like they're bad friends and things like that. And sometimes people don't want to come to realization like he's really like your friend is really showing you who they really is. Like when do y'all think is the time to let go of those bad friends?
I feel like as soon as you realize it, like, you know what, I'm not even gonna lie and say as soon as you realize it, because you're gonna ponder on it for a while. But like, you know what? I can't even tell you when, because I don't know myself. I feel like I be holding on to some dead friendships or giving people the benefit of the doubt too much sometimes, and that lead me to not knowing when to cut them off. So to be honest on that, I don't even know what to tell you on that. I would like to hear what y'all got to say though.
I don't think there's no set time. I think it varies from person to person. The one thing I can say though is sometimes people, as they say, they change over time. So not all the time is it a complete cutoff. Sometimes it's just a fall back and let them grow type deal, and maybe y'all be friends later. So it's not really like bad blood. Or, it's just I gotta let you do you. I'm gonna do me, and maybe at some point we'll come back to this level where we, friends or good friends again.
You know what? Now that I think about it, on that same one, I feel like as soon as it start to bother you mentally, as soon as it start throwing you off mentally, or you catch yourself picking up some similar mental traits that they have, I feel like that's the time you cut them off, bruh. Like if you start seeing like, okay, now your stuff is rubbing off of me. Now I'm looking like fuck bitches and this and that, or fuck everybody, and I'm being mean to everybody. As soon as your traits start rubbing off on me, I feel like that's when it's time. I gotta
Right.
cut you
That's why
off.
I say for me it's kind of fall back, because that go back to that personal life. That personal life kind of don't have nothing to do with me, right? Yeah, what you do in your personal relationship life, that if you come to me about some advice, I can give you some advice, or at least something that I would do or whatever. But if I see that you doing these things and you just outwardly doing these things, it's like I gotta fall back for you, because I don't want to get wrapped up in your madness. I don't want, nothing to look crazy on my end. That's why I say you just fall back and kind of separate yourself until y'all come back to this mutual ground of friendship.
For me, it's timing. I'm a person that give you a second chance just to hear you out,
Yeah.
and then when my morals start playing into tact, and I can't follow my heart because I always want to be true to the person, then that's when I have to cut you off completely. I don't care how long we have been friends. I feel like the people that I keep around me should be held at a high standards. So if I feel like you bullshitting around with me and not giving me 100%, then it's no need for me and you to be friends at all.
I would talk to you on that one. You get a half a chance to show me that you're willing to cross me, and you're done with
That
it.
boy said half a chance.
Like, I don't play disloyalty. I don't play that with my friend group. So like once you show me a inch of that, there's no second chance. There's no going back on that, because I've seen plenty of people lose their life to a friend where they was a friend. They showed them disloyalty. They missed it. Maybe they missed it, but come to find out that the friend was the one that ended up hurting them at the end of the day.
And I believe him. I believe him too, because Jalen be quick to cut a nigga off. You do some green stuff or you do some questionable stuff. They'll be like, hey, fuck him. But I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that. I struggle with that side of it. Like, I don't know why, bro. I struggle with giving my friends the benefit of the doubt. Like, I always see the good, bro. I try to see, like, maybe this person having like I'm always making excuses until the part where I'm actually on the bad end, getting fucked up for real about it. Now I finally realize, all right, bro, you know what? Yeah, that's dead right there. That's toxic. I can't keep bro around me no more. I think that's my biggest downfall when it come to friends, bro. Setback, like giving the benefit of the doubt too much to people who don't deserve the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt. Some people show you who they are. When someone show you who they are, believe them.
I was just about to say they show you the red flags early.
You just look over it, like me.
Yeah, cause
I'll
that's my
just look
dog.
over
That's
and
my
be like,
dog.
yeah, that's my dog. Like we ain't gonna fall out by nothing like that until y'all fall out by something real, and then you like, wow, bro,
And then that shit come back.
everything come back. You like, dang, nah, this adder, I should have been dropped, bro.
Like I said, the only time that I have, that's kind of iffy with cutting people off is when it comes to their personal relationship. Other than that, like y'all saying, once you cross it, it is what it is. I don't really have a problem with not dealing with people. It's just my nature.
So in my head, like it's an option to be your friend. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to be your friend. You don't have to be my friend. So there's nothing to really tying me to you. Like all of this is the only thing tie me to you is your honesty and your loyalty.
Mhm.
That's it. There's nothing saying I have to be your friend for this long or we have to be together. We have to no. Not and friendships is that's like a touchy subject because people see friendship differently, and some of them are willing to accept more and hoping for that. Nah, that was just he was just feeling some type of way that day, or just it was just a special circumstance this day. But no, it's I don't have to be your friend, so that's why I am the way I am with friendships.
So what do y'all think about like spacing, like giving your friends space? Like, do you feel like it's like it comes times where you know what, I got to give my dog space. I can't be around him. You probably won't be around your dog for a while. Y'all might do little what's up here and there's maybe that, but sometimes you don't even talk. Do you feel like space like even from especially from group chats, like people would leave a group chat and be like, I need a space. I need to be away from y'all for a while. And don't mean it's y'all, but I had to be away from y'all. Do y'all feel like that's like that's legit, or you feel like that person might be struggling with being your friend?
Nah, that's regular, bro. Cause like I told y'all, bro, I deal with that shit all the time. I literally be forcing. Like sometimes you gotta force it, and it's not nobody. It's just that you be in your head. It's just how it's all your previous encounters and all that stuff, bro. Sometimes it just stuff be bothering you for no reason. It ain't nothing that's going on with nobody else. It just sometimes you need a second to recalibrate. Say, bro, you good? It's straight. So I don't think it's no slight. Sometimes it is with certain people, but I'm gonna say for me, it's not. I ain't doing no shit out of spite. It's just at this moment, bro. The best thing for me to do is to give myself a second, or else I'm gonna end up cutting y'all boys all tight. For y'all ain't even did nothing.
With that, it's all like he said, based off the person. Like for me, sometimes that's the step back is what I need to realize. Like I take a step back and like, okay, think about life, think about friendships, think about group chats, think about all that. Like, and I come back like, yo, what's good, y'all boys? But I just needed that time for me to get myself together, recalibrate myself, so I make sure I'm not tripping, make sure I'm doing everything right, making sure nobody think I'm crossing them, like make sure everything is correct on my end. Because like you said, PTSD. Like, damn, did I do something to fuck this up, or did I do something? And then you come back like, what's
And for
good, y'all
me,
boys? I'm
I
back.
value
Mm-hmm.
friendships. So I won't say I need a setback, but when y'all do respond in the chat, that really makes my day. Cause in my upbringing, like I really don't fuck with people at all.
I say I'm a person that sometimes, bro, I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like people with depression that they know they depressed, but they can't explain it. I ain't saying I'm depressed. I'm just saying like the mindset is the same, where you can't really explain why you do the
Yeah.
things you do, or like why you think that way. It just happened, and you try to stop it, but it just keep happening. Sometimes just a simple 1, 2 days, 3 days, where you just doing your own thing. It's like, okay, I'm back right now.
Yeah,
Like
get
I
you
said,
back.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's no right or wrong. I'm gonna say it depends on the person that's doing it and why the person is doing it. The person is doing it just to, cause he know that you're gonna get mad, or she know that you're gonna get mad because you didn't respond or whatever. Then that's one thing. But if you're doing it honestly for yourself, and I don't see no problem with it.
Agreed. But yeah, with spacing, I feel like that's good for your mental, and I feel like as a friend, you should know, or you should allow them to do that. Like, if you're human, bro, you're not perfect. Stuff happens. So if you just got a lot of stuff going on your plate and you just mentally drained, some people might shut off their social media accounts. Some people might shut off their phone, and there's some people who leave a group chat or just disconnect from you completely. That's fine. In my mental health episode, I remember I ended it with a quote. I was like, disconnect to reconnect. If you have to disconnect, then do that and disconnect and then reconnect when you feel it's best. It's needed to have spacing. It's needed to get your space and do what's right for your mental. And as a friend, I shouldn't see that as no way. I shouldn't see it as, oh, this person is cutting themselves off. This person don't mess with me, or was it something I did? Like, nah, bro, you could have had absolutely nothing to do with that. But this person just need a mental break. And just because they left the group chat don't mean they died. If you really want to check up on them, you could hit their phone up personally, or you could pull up on them. If they your friend, you probably know where they stay. Hey, let me pull up on them, check on this guy. Let me vibe with you for a little, pick into your brain. You feel me? But sometimes everything else with the group chats, the social medias, everything, sometimes it's just mentally draining. You can't even explain it. Something needs to change. You don't know what it is, but you're gonna start there. And I feel like that's okay to do. You should be allowed to do that, especially amongst your real friends.
Like, what would you say to the people who's struggling with friendships? Like, what would you say to get them moving on the right track in the right direction?
What I would say to that is, you're gonna struggle more trying to be somebody else. So if you trying to fit into your group, like everybody's a certain way, and you trying to fit into that group, and now you feel out of place, probably because that was never your place. Be yourself. Your friends, your real friends will accept you for who you are. Stop trying to be somebody you not. Stop trying to be somebody that you think they're gonna accept. Like, you don't have to do none of that at all. Be yourself only, then it's easier to link up with people. It's easier to connect with people because you don't have to try to remember that fake person you was 2 days ago. Like, I don't have to remember what I told you, which was a lie that was just supposed to appease to you. Nah, be yourself. Be yourself. Your friends gonna come. Your friends gonna rally around you, and don't go looking for them, because what you looking for, you ain't never gonna get. All things naturally, they usually come naturally, and those be the best ones. Be yourself and let it all come to you.
The advice I give is just when people show you who they are, believe them. You know, don't assume that they're good people when they're showing you that they're a bad person, and vice versa. You're not always gonna find the right friend the first time, second time, third time. But when the people show you your color, they colors, move accordingly.
I gotta take that advice personally. And that be yourself thing, I just want to add how important that is to be yourself, because like what you said earlier, Jay, about personnel, knowing your personnel. We can't all be the same personnel. Like, we can, but it's not. I feel like we touch less heights when we all just the same exact people, same exact personnel and stuff like that. You got to be your own self, and that's especially for the females who out here thinking, oh, we out here got leaders and friend groups and stuff like that. Nah, man, them weak groups who got leaders and stuff. We all ourselves. We all lead in different ways. We all lead our own way. So, like, be yourself so you could be your own leader in your group. Everybody's a leader in their group. Everybody's a leader in my group. I can't speak on all y'all groups. Everybody's a leader in my group. So it's very important to be yourself so you can have personnels and this and that. You got strengths and weaknesses. Knowing your group strengths and weaknesses, all that is important too. So
Always be true to yourself. Don't let you being desperate or wanting to be friends with people cause you to make dumb decisions. Always be the person that's willing to make that tough decision.
And I have a quote: true friends are those who came into your life, saw the most negative part of you, but are not ready to leave you, no matter how courageous you are to them.
Raw.
Uncut.
and authentic.
It's your boy Jay.
And it's your boy Tati.
This your boy Vars.
And it's your boy Drew.
Your mail has been delivered.